right, let's talk about the doorbell ring. In this book, Ma bakes a batch of cookies, and the children first start by sharing the cookies evenly between themselves, but then more friends keep showing up and they keep having to redistribute the set of cookies. Now in the story there are 12 cookies, which is what your students will be modeling with. They'll have 12 brown paper circles to represent their cookies. So for kindergarten and first grade, they're simply going to practice fair sharing based on the number of cookies and the number of children sharing the cookies. So we'll just ask questions such as, how many friends are there? How can we share the cookies fairly between our friends? How can we know if it's fair? And how many cookies does each child receive? For second and third grade, we can talk about what fractional part of the set of cookies each friend is receiving. For example, if we have 3 people at the table, like we saw in the picture, the students may model it with their cookies to show how they could share the cookies between those 3 children. However, what we want to do is we want to refer to what fractional part of the whole set did each child receive. Since we've divided the cookies into 3 equal parts, each child received 1/3 of the cookies. Then we can ask, okay, how many cookies is 1/3 of our set of cookies? And the students can look at their model to see that that's 4. So each time a child comes in and they're redistributing the cookies, you'll repeat this process to have students practice determining the fractional parts of a set and how many cookies each child receives. At the end, for second and third grade, we can then, if there's time, we can extend the story and say, okay, what if I have 1 cookie and I want to share it with 4 people? What would I do? And you can provide small scissors to the students and they can model it if they need to. You can ask a question such as, what if I had 2 whole cookies that I wanted to share evenly between 4 people? What would I do? And again, students can use their scissors to cut the cookies and model what that would look like. So the students should then see that in order to share 2 cookies with 4 people, they would need 4 halves. They would have to cut the 2 cookies in half to have 4 halves to share. For 4th and 5th grade, we're going to extend it all the way to multiplying and dividing fractions and whole numbers. So we may ask questions such as, I plan to hand out 3/4 of a cookie to 4 different people. How many cookies will I hand out? And we can use an equation to represent our situation. So we may say, let's see, I have 4 people and I want each one to have 3/4 of a cookie. So then I need to figure out how many cookies I'll need in order to make that happen. So the students can try to model it with their cookies. They can work on their whiteboards, but there's a few other kind of extension questions in the facilitation notes where we want to present the problem to the students and give them some time to wrestle with it, model it, and see if they can figure it out.